Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital rumors indicate that Jason Morgan will receive a mysterious phone call that will change everything. So let's discuss how this could lead to a dramatic bombshell. It appears that Jason is about to receive some surprising news that could change everything. The nurses' ball drama will continue throughout the week of May 19th to 23rd, but the party will come to an end on May 23rd. That's also when Jason will receive this phone call, so the program will keep the thrill going even after the event has concluded. Just when it appears that the mayhem has ended, GH writers will supposedly throw a new curveball and spin one tale in a different direction. Who will call Jason and what information will they provide? We're dealing with a mystery caller. Therefore, it's likely that they don't want their identity known. This caller may alter their voice, or they may not have to if Jason is unfamiliar with the individual and would not recognize them. Could this phone call be related to Sonny Corinthos' penthouse explosion? What if someone knows who ordered the hit and the one at the Los Angeles hospital? It's possible that Jason will receive a clue that will lead him to the truth. Even if this individual does not identify who is responsible over the phone, they may give Jason some directions and a trail to follow. Sonny wants to get out of the mob, but first he needs to figure out who is attacking him. Since Sonny is exploring a deal with Jen Sidwell, he wants to be certain that Sidwell isn't behind the assassination attempts. This is a mystery that the program has kept unsolved for quite some time. Therefore, it's time to see some plot development. Will this happen when Jason answers a strange call from an unknown number? Could this mysterious caller help Jason figure out who Sonny's deadliest enemy is? According to General Hospital spoilers, Jason will undoubtedly learn something startling as a result of this phone call, so keep an eye out for updates on what information he will get. Jason's mystery phone call changes everything and leads to a big reveal. The calm buzz of the evening was broken by the harsh ring of Jason's phone. He frowned, looking at the strange number scrolling across the screen. Normally, he wouldn't answer unfamiliar calls, but something, an unfathomable pull, made him swipe to accept. The voice on the other end seemed distorted, as if the person was intentionally concealing their identity. "You don't know me," the voice said, "but I know everything about you. And if you want the truth about what really happened that night, meet me at the Old Docks in an hour. Come alone." The line cut dead before Jason could react, leaving him rooted in place, his heart beating. That single call changed everything Jason thought he knew. Until recently, his life had been predictable, albeit rather dull. He went to work, paid his bills, and occasionally caught up with pals, never thinking that behind the surface of his everyday life lied secrets capable of unraveling his entire world. But the voice on the phone hinted at something darker buried, something related to that night. Daniel, his brother, went missing that night. For years, Jason was tortured by unresolved questions. The police had classified Daniel's absence as a possible runaway case, but Jason refused to believe it. Daniel was not the type to simply vanish. He was responsible and dependable, the type of person who left notes when he was going to be late. Despite Jason's tireless efforts to obtain answers, the trail had run cold. Until now. The mention of that night sent shivers down his spine. Only a few people were aware of Daniel's last known whereabouts, and none of them would phone him unexpectedly. Whoever was on the phone knew something major. Jason's hands trembled as he pushed his phone into his pocket and grabbed his jacket. He needed to travel to the docks. There were no other options. The drive there was a blur. His thoughts raced with possibilities. Was this a trap? A terrible prank? Or was he going to find the answers he'd been looking for years? The docks were deserted at this hour, with the skeletal remains of ancient shipping containers forming long shadows under the dim glow of flickering streetlights. Jason stopped his car and walked outside, the chilly night air cutting on his skin. He surveyed the surroundings but saw no one. Then from the darkness a man appeared. They approached him with measured movements, cloaked in shadows and with their faces concealed by hoods. Jason's heart quickened. "Who are you?" he questioned, his voice more composed than he felt. The guy paused a few steps distant. "Someone who knows what really happened to Daniel," they said, their voices quiet but clear, no distortion. Jason recognized a woman's voice but could not place it. "What do you mean?" Jason's neck tensed. "Tell me." She hesitated before reaching into her coat and pulling out a little, battered envelope. This was never supposed to be found. But you deserve the truth. Jason accepted the package, his fingers brushing against hers for a brief time. Something about her triggered his recollection. He ripped open the envelope and took out a single image. When his gaze fell on it, his breath caught in his chest. It was a photo of Daniel taken the night he disappeared. But he was not alone. Jason was surprised to see someone standing alongside him. Someone he believed he could trust. The understanding struck him like a physical blow. All along, the answers were right in front of him, concealed in plain sight. The woman stepped back, her countenance unreadable. Now you know, she added softly. What you do with this information is up to you. Before Jason could answer, she turned and went into the darkness, leaving him standing there with the snapshot that altered everything. The pieces of the puzzle were finally coming into place, but the image they created was more terrible than he had imagined. The mysterious phone call had accomplished exactly what it was intended to do. It had led him to the truth. And now Jason had two options. Walk away and pretend he never saw what he saw, or go deeper no matter the cost. He already knew what he had to do. Sunny worries, Nina panics, Drew schemes, and Ava's sinister plan. The next GH will feature terror, panic, hope, and hidden motives. General Hospital spoilers are available for Friday, May 16, 2025. In tomorrow's episode, Giovanni Gio Palmieri is expected to vent his fury. Lulu Spencer goes on a hunt. Also, Drew Cain warns Tracy Quartermaine about collateral damage. Gio Palmieri's rage. Gio is likely to be enraged and frustrated in the following episode. Dante Falconeri still blames Gio for Rocco Falconeri's alcohol poisoning. Gio assumed what many people would. That Rocco simply needed to sleep it off. Gio could not have known it was so terrible, and he is still not to blame for the drinking in the first place. Gio will continue to rattle Brooke Lynn Quartermaine. Gio tells her how he has no use for me, and I'm fine with that. Obviously Gio is referencing Dante. Lulu Spencer's investigation. After her breakup with Lulu, she will continue to strategize with Cody Bell. Cody startled me by consenting to reveal BLQ's secret to Dante. Of course, when Cody explained that he had been deceived to his entire life, his reaction made sense. In a preview clip for tomorrow's episode, Lulu informs Cody that Joe's mother holds the key. Ava Jerome's advice. According to General Hospital spoilers, Ava Jerome will try to give Portia Robinson some advice. Portia failed to provide adequate cover for Curtis Ashford, and he is now suspicious. Ava knows what is going on with Drew Cain. Therefore she will encourage the good doctor to take another strategy. Friday, May 16, 2025. Nina Reeves will make a large request of Carly Spencer. Nina will also inform Curtis that this is going to end in tragedy. Meanwhile, Sonny Corinthos seeks Willow Tate Corinthos. Sonny will prefer a peaceful ending. Thus he may be Willow's best option. Speaking of Sonny, he informs Carly Spencer that doing everything herself is a huge mistake. In addition, Tracy Quartermaine will attempt to reassure Brooke Lynn. Of course, BLQ has no idea that Tracy has just asked Jason Morgan to find her great-grandson. April 14, 2011, is a watershed moment for daytime drama lovers, and not in a positive way. That day marked the conclusion of two renowned soap operas, All My Children and One Life to Live. The decision made during a now infamous virtual conference surprised both cast and crew, bringing an end to 84 years of narrative and rocking the soap world to its core. Years later, the bitterness of that choice remains, and it was recently brought back to the forefront by none other than General Hospital star Maurice Benard. On his mental health podcast, State of Mind, Benard sat down with longtime friend and co-star Cameron Matheson to reflect on the past and talk openly about what went wrong. They knew they messed up. A painful truth. I want to say something, Benard said, his voice firm yet determined. They made a mistake. They are aware of what they did. They made a big mistake by canceling All My Children and One Life to Live. It wasn't just nostalgia speaking. Benard, who played Nico Kelly on AMC from 1987 to 1989, was intimately familiar with the soap audience's fervor. They underestimated the strength of a soap opera audience. That's why it's difficult to cancel a soap right now. I believe they learned from that. That is my opinion. Matheson, who played Ryan Lavery on AMC, did not need convincing. When he received the call from then executive producer Julie Hanan Carruthers, he expressed the weight of the moment, recognizing the end had arrived. "It's a big chunk of the audience," Matheson remarked. "Let's examine how General Hospital is going. Fans bring loyalty, both on network and streaming platforms. What Frank Valentini is doing over there to ensure that we get new eyes on it. I'm sure you're right. I bet there are folks who deeply regret their decision." Bernard did not miss a beat. "I felt that years ago, that they know they messed up. Short-lived replacements, long-lasting regret." It's difficult to argue with him. The two shows represented more than just ratings. They were part of the American cultural fabric, created by the visionary Agnes Nixon and nurtured by decades of devoted viewers. ABC's attempts to fill the hole, first with the Revolution and then with the Chew, were largely unsuccessful. One died within 6 months, while the other lived for 7 years. However, neither had the endurance or emotional weight of their predecessors. The evening had been too peaceful. Jason reclined on his couch, absent-mindedly browsing through TV stations, the screen's illumination casting flickering shadows across his sleepy face. Work had been grueling, and all he wanted to do was relax before another long day tomorrow. But fate had different intentions. The abrupt ring of his phone pierced the silence like a knife. He scowled and glanced at the screen. Unknown caller. Normally, he'd ignore it. Spam calls were a daily annoyance. However, something about this felt different. A shiver ran down his spine as he paused, his thumb lingering over the response button. Against his better judgment, he accepted. "Hello." Static crackled on the other end, followed by a garbled voice, mechanically changed and unrecognizable. "You don't know me," the voice continued slowly and deliberately, "but I know everything about you. And if you want to know the truth about what happened that night, meet me at the Old Docks in 1 hour. Come alone." The call went dead. Jason sat transfixed, his grasp tightening on the phone. That night, only one night could be spoken to with such seriousness. The night his older brother, Daniel, vanished without a trace. 5 years. 5 years of unresolved questions, dead ends, and sleepless nights. The police had ruled it a runaway case. After all, Daniel was 19 years old. He was old enough to depart if he wished. But Jason knew better. Daniel was not the type to simply disappear. He was responsible and dependable, the type of person who texted when he was running late. Then one evening he was gone. No note. No calls. No clues. Jason had spent years looking, following whispers and stories, but the trail had gone cold. Until now. His hands shook as he stuffed his phone into his pocket and grabbed his jacket. The docks. 1 hour. He didn't know who had phoned or what they wanted, but he couldn't ignore it. Not when it could ultimately lead him to the truth. The drive was a blur. His thoughts raced with possibilities. Was this a trap? Is this a nasty joke? Or was he finally going to obtain answers? The old industrial docks were deserted at night, a graveyard of rusty shipping containers and deteriorating concrete. The air smelt like salt and decay. Jason parked near the entrance, his heart pounding in his throat as he stepped outside. The only light came from a single flickering street lamp, which formed long skeletal shadows. He surveyed the area, but no one was visible. Then movement. A man came from the darkness, hooded and face veiled. Jason stiffened his muscles, ready to run or fight. "Who are you?" he demanded, his tone rougher than he intended. The guy paused a few steps distant. They slowly reached up and lowered their hood. Jason's breath caught. It was a woman in her early 40s, with sharp features and dark eyes that looked haunted. Nonetheless, it feels familiar. "Don't you recognize me?" she inquired, her tone no longer twisted. Jason examined her face, attempting to identify her. Then it struck him. "Lena?" His voice was scarcely a whisper. She gave a sad nod. Lena Mercer. Daniel's ex-girlfriend. The person who had moved away soon after his disappearance. The one the cops had questioned but cleared. What the hell is this? Jason's confusion turned to wrath. "You call me out in the middle of the night, after 5 years of silence? I couldn't come forward before," she admitted, her voice calm but strained. "But now things have changed. You deserve to know the truth." Jason's stomach churned. "What truth?" Lena went into her coat and took out a little yellow packet. This was never supposed to be found. Jason grasped it with shaky fingers and tore it open. The inside had a single image. When he saw it, the world shifted. It was Daniel, smiling and vibrant, standing next to a man Jason knew all too well. Detective Carl Hargrove, the lead investigator in Daniel's case. Jason's vision clouded. What is this? Lena's expression was bleak. Daniel learned something he wasn't meant to. Hargrove was dirty, part of a drug ring that operated out of the precinct. Daniel had proof. He was about to expose him. General Hospital spoilers for Monday, May 19th, state that Michael Corinthos' paternity secret will be jeopardized, while Sonny Corinthos urges Willow Corinthos to request a postponement. Now that Sonny is looking for a road to peace, he will ask Willow to postpone the hearing, at least until Michael has recovered enough to return to Port Charles. Willow may be tempted to go along with Sonny's plan, but Drew Kane's grip on her is quite powerful. Willow will have a difficult time opposing Drew now that he has advocated for his Michael is an absentee father tactic. Meanwhile, Carly Spencer may concede she is responsible for this custody problem, infuriating Nina Reeves. Carly will irritate Nina and receive a slap across the face as a result of her desire for custody of the children while Michael is away. Jocelyn Jacks may catch the finish of this altercation and wonder what the hell is going on when she arrives. It won't be long before Carly opens up to Jocelyn and receives some comfort. Next, Sasha Gilmore Corbin will flip out when Rick Lansing summons her to testify. Sasha is concerned that their false baby daddy cover-up may be jeopardized. Therefore, Jason Morgan will be informed. Michael breached his marital vows and got his ex-girlfriend pregnant, which could jeopardize his custody hopes if revealed in court. That is something Sasha will undoubtedly worry about, so she will inform Jason of her growing fears. Curtis Ashford will stand by his charge at Aurora now that he has exposed Drew for blackmailing Portia Robinson. Despite the lack of proof, Curtis will bash Drew and may persuade him to accept it's real. Drew has no incentive to back down when he has the upper hand, so he'll be feeling big and in command on Monday's GH episode. If Portia and Curtis don't follow Drew's demands, he might ruin the doctor's medical career. Brooke Lynn Quartermaine will visit the Quartermaine home and speak with Olivia Quartermaine, Ned Quartermaine and Lois Cerullo, most likely concerning the Rocco Falconeri incident. Brooke Lynn may explain things to Olivia and hope she isn't as harsh on Gio as Dante Falconeri has been. Lois may reflect that sentiment as she seeks to shield Gio from further grief. However, it appears that Gio will be upset by Brooke Lynn and Lois's efforts. Since Dante has been screaming about how Gio has been coddled, Gio will defend his capacity to handle things for himself. Brooke Lynn will eventually worry that she has created a worse mess of things when she confides in Tracy Quartermaine. Lulu Spencer will discuss her ongoing quest for evidence with Cody Bell at the Quartermaine stables. Lulu will go to any length to prove that Joe's mother, Camilla, was never pregnant. According to General Hospital spoilers, Lulu will strive to establish Gio belongs to Brooke Lynn and Dante, so we'll keep you updated on all of the turmoil she's going to cause. General Hospital teasers indicate that Michael Corinthos will be recast whenever he returns to Port Charles. Last month, actor Robert Adamson tweeted, since deleted, that the show was seeking for a recast. Having said that, could this all be a swerve? Are GH fans getting sweated? As most fans are aware, Robert Adamson, who formerly played Noah Newman on The Young and the Restless, has occasionally stepped in for Chad Duell as GH's Michael Corinthos throughout the years. Adamson expressed his disappointment on the social media platform X in April, stating that he was not requested to read for the character of Michael, despite the fact that he had previously stepped into the position on short notice. Adamson ultimately deleted the remark, but it sparked speculation of a Michael recast. The message appeared to indicate that GH was holding a casting call for the character of Michael, but was this done solely to swerve fans? This could explain why Adamson was not asked to read for the part. There is nothing like the original. The show is now preparing Michael for a dramatic return. Michael will return to upheaval and may add to the drama, from Willow Tate Corinthos' denied visit to the German clinic as a result of Drew Kane and the custody struggle, to Sasha Corbin's ever-growing tummy and pregnancy. As of this writing, there has been no formal announcement about whether Chad Duell will return, or if a replacement has been hired. Duell hasn't even intimated on social media that he wants to return. If the show can keep things under wraps and surprise fans with Michael's reappearance, that would be perfect because it would provide some shock value. Only time will tell. According to General Hospital teasers, fans should expect Michael Corinthos to return shortly. While a recast seems inevitable for the character's return, might Michael return in a right place, right time position to assist Sasha Corbin in giving birth? Welcome to the world, baby Corinthos. Soap babies rarely join the world in normal circumstances. They either arrive way too early or are delivered amid a storm, a stalled elevator, an isolated cabin, or on the side of the road. Baby Corinthos' arrival into the territory of Port Charles will most likely be similar. While Jason Morgan has done an excellent job of caring over Sasha and her kid while appearing to be the biological father, he cannot be everywhere at once. Disaster strikes just as Michael returns. Sasha isn't due for a few months, but that doesn't mean she won't have her kids sooner. Could a tragedy befall the small town? Perhaps a storm or tornado? Or maybe Sasha is caught in the middle of a mob explosion. This may not happen in May, but it could occur in June, closer to Sasha's due date. Early enough that if she goes into labor, there will be concern, but not so early that the baby has a slim chance of survival. After all, it would be cruel of the GH writers to have the young mom lose 2 kids so close to birth. If Sasha is stranded in a scenario where she feels alone while having contractions, and a returning Michael swoops in, everyone will be caught off guard. It may also hint at a future reunion between Sasha and Michael, as they connect over their newborn's arrival, while remaining silent about Michael being the baby's biological father. The tension in Port Charles reaches new heights when Sonny Corinthos makes a desperate attempt to persuade Willow Tate to postpone her upcoming wedding to Michael Corinthos. The urgency of Sonny's request stems not just from the date of the ceremony, but also from a terrible secret that, if revealed, has the potential to destroy lives. Michael's true paternity, a well-kept secret known only to a select few, is about to be disclosed, and Sonny is determined to avoid the consequences at all means. Willow, unaware of the entire scope of the lie, is perplexed by Sonny's sudden demand. She and Michael have been through a lot together, and their love has overcome many hurdles. To her, their wedding day should be a celebration of their love, not a source of contention. But Sonny's insistence makes her wonder whether there's more to his concerns than he's letting on. His normally controlled demeanor is ruffled, and his remarks are tinged with an uncommon desperation that Willow cannot ignore. Meanwhile, Michael is oblivious to the storm developing around him. Focused on his future with Willow, he sees his marriage as a new beginning, an opportunity to leave the past behind. But the past has a habit of emerging, especially in Port Charles, where secrets are rarely kept hidden for long. The truth about his biological father, which might ruin his perception of family, hangs in the balance. If Sonny fails to postpone the wedding, the carefully built lies that have shielded Michael for years could crumble. The stakes have never been higher. If the secret is revealed, it will have far-reaching consequences for the whole Corinthos family. Carly, Jax, and even Nina Reeves, who has her own complicated relationship with the truth, could be drawn into the chaos. Sonny understands that once the truth is revealed, it is irreversible. The damage will be irrevocable, and Michael's relationships may never heal. As the wedding day approaches, Sonny's activities get increasingly frenzied. He tugs every rope, asks for every favor, and even contemplates desperate measures to keep the facts concealed. Willow's intuition is keen, and the more Sonny presses, the more she believes something is being concealed from her. Trust is fragile, and if she discovers that Michael, or worse Sonny, has been holding such a big secret from her, the basis of her love may disintegrate before the vows are even exchanged. In Port Charles, where loyalty is everything and betrayal cuts deep, the consequences of this revelation could affect people's lives forever. Will Sonny be able to delay the wedding long enough to control the narrative? Or will the truth emerge, forcing Michael to confront a reality he never expected? One thing is certain, nothing will remain the same after the dust settles. Soap operas live on drama, surprising twists, and emotional reunions, and few things captivate viewers more than a beloved character's shocking comeback. One potential storyline that has fans excited is Michael's dramatic return, a character whose absence has left a gap in the lives of everyone around him, particularly Sasha, the woman he loved. Rumors have circulated regarding his prospective comeback, and if true, It might result in one of the most riveting and heartbreaking storylines in recent memory. Consider the shockwaves that would be sent through the show if Michael came unexpectedly, just in time to assist Sasha in giving birth to their child. A child he may be unaware of. Sasha has been struggling on her own for months, dealing with the mental and physical demands of pregnancy, while mourning Michael's strange departure. Viewers have seen her resolve weakened by the weight of single parenthood, and the lingering hope that Michael is still alive. If he were to return at the most important time, perhaps during a life-threatening labor complication, it would not only be a stunning twist, but also a highly emotional moment for those who have been rooting for their love story. The sheer intensity of such a scenario would be unforgettable. Sasha, fatigued and afraid, locking eyes with the guy she thought she had lost forever, as she welcomes their child into the world. But how would Michael explain his absence? Was he imprisoned, assumed dead, or driven into hiding to protect Sasha from an unknown threat? The mystery surrounding his abduction would necessitate a convincing denouement, one that justified his protracted absence while also establishing future conflicts. Perhaps he was on a risky clandestine mission, or a powerful enemy kept him away against his will. Whatever the reason, his reappearance would reawaken old scars and provide a chance for forgiveness. Sasha's initial emotion would most likely be one of relief, indignation and confusion. How could he leave her alone at such a vulnerable time? However, in the throes of labor, all that matters is that he is present, holding her hand and promising her that they will face whatever comes next together. The baby's arrival would represent a fresh start, not just for Michael and Sasha, but for the entire show. A child alters everything, relationships strengthen, priorities shift, and new problems emerge. Would Michael struggle to bond with a baby whose first moments he missed? Will Sasha totally trust him again? Or will hatred fester beneath the surface? What about the external threats that may have pushed them apart in the first place? If danger persists, Michael's homecoming could endanger his family once more, setting the scenario for high-stakes drama. Beyond the initial emotional impact, this plot could go into topics such as forgiveness, second chances, and love's resilience. Michael's trek back to Sasha would have to be more than simply physical. It would also have to be an emotional reckoning. He would have to prove himself worthy of her trust, not just by great gestures, but also through the modest, everyday acts of dedication that heal shattered relationships. Meanwhile, Sasha's character would struggle to reconcile her love for Michael with the legitimate hurt she feels. Can she genuinely move on? Or will the past always follow them? Michael's homecoming would have a significant impact on the supporting characters as well. Friends and family who mourned him would have to deal with their own emotions of betrayal or joy. Some may welcome him back with wide arms, while others may question his motivations, fearing that his return isn't as pure as it appears. Rivalries may rekindle, alliances may shift, and long-buried truths may resurface, all adding layers of complexity to the basic plot. From a production sense, this twist would be a ratings boon. The build-up to Michael's return, the explosive moment when he reappears, and the fallout that follows would keep people hooked to their televisions. Social media would erupt with speculations and reactions, making the show a trending subject for several weeks. And if performed correctly, this storyline has the potential to reshape Michael and Sasha's legacy, solidifying them as one of the most legendary couples in show history. Finally, Michael's unexpected return, especially if it involves assisting Sasha in giving birth to their child, has all the makings of a classic soap opera masterpiece. It's dramatic, emotional, and full of possibilities for future storytelling. Whether through heart-stopping action, poignant reunions, or quiet moments of restoring trust, this subplot would remind viewers why they fell in love with these individuals in the first place. After all, in the soap opera world, love never completely dies. It simply waits for the right moment to make a big re-entrance.